this long. Peace, greetings, principal equity to you all. So, I have completed this civics workbook, and I am now going to read from it. And throughout it, I'm going to let y'all know that those brothers and sisters who are teaching you about how to operate through the courts, these brothers and sisters who have how can I say this? Presented information, right? So like brothers like Moorish National Republic of Peace, groups like that, people who are teaching this information. Just gonna let y'all know that they got the information from ChatGPT. And then they tailored it, to their own they tailored it for their own use, which you can't knock that. But I'm letting you all know that's where they get their information from. So if you get ChatGPT and then pay the $20 a month subscription, it can be done without that, but there's just so much more access with the subscription. I'm telling you all now, if y'all do that, and y'all know what questions to ask and why, right? Then you'll get the same information that these people are selling you. They're selling it to you. And they're selling it to you. I'm not saying that the brother is outlandishly selling you the information, but there are brothers and sisters, there's people out there who are definitely just selling you the information, hoping that someone like me never tells you where the source of information comes from. But I'm telling you all because it's your right to know, and because I'm holding dear to my promise that I've made to everybody years and years ago when I first entered this movement. And that promise is that once I figure out the information, I was going to give it away for damn near free. All right. Excuse the horn. So what I have here, it's completed. It's completed. All right. And let me see here. So I'm going to go over this with you all because y'all need to know. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah, I guess since. All right. All right, so I'm going to read y'all. I want to read this to y'all. Yeah, absolutely. You got to give it away for free. You know what I mean? I'm not out here to burden anybody. I'm definitely not out here to benefit from your ignorance. It's not what I'm here to do. But anywho, so I'm going to read this to you. All right. The Sacred Republic, a Civic Workbook, Volume 1. They hustle their own people, absolutely. For the Return of the Moorish American Nationals by Professor Brandon Eugene Davis L. Dedication to the mastermind in us all, love divine manifest. Doctrinal note. This workbook is a guide for restoring lawful, divine, and civic order among the Moorish American people as initiated by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. It affirms that Moorish Americans are state nationals under the United States constitutional system, that Prophet Noble Drew Ali demonstrated how government operates through the temple structure, showing us how to live, organize, and record as a nation. In this era, we are charged to enforce the state and federal constitutions, just as we do the divine constitution and bylaws. This work is not separatist. It is the lawful return of the Moorish nation to the family of nations, both here in America and abroad. Only verified sayings from the redemption program are quoted. All divisive, radical, or agitating rhetoric is rejected. And real quick, just so that we know, well, what does he mean, the redemption program? We ain't talking about redemption program. This is the redemption program that it's referring to. This is all of Noble Drew Ali's work showing us how to do it. Okay. So it would be wise to have this and this. And this. Because this has your constitutions and whatnot in there. But anywho, back to the reading. The term name with title is used in all legal and civic references. The term appellation is not used in order to avoid confusion. Well, who's the dirty Moor? Curious. This book is the map for trust restoration, national standing, and eternal record. Part 1. National status and the trust estate. What is national citizenship? Objective. To define national citizenship as a birthright trust, spiritually divine, politically constitutional, and lawfully American. Discussion. Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught that Moorish Americans are not Negroes, colored folk, or black people. These were labels given in slavery, not names of nations. National citizenship is not granted by contract. It is your rightful status as a Moorish American, confirmed by law, nature, and divine order. You are a state national citizen, not a U.S. stateless subject. You are part and parcel to the constitutional republic, not a ward of any private corporation. You inherit divine trust and constitutional protection. You are a part of the corporate body politic, the true people of the republic. You are called to live by the divine constitution and bylaws, and to enforce state and federal constitutions as lawful participants in government. You are returning to your place in the family of nations here in the Americas and across the globe. This status is lived, not just spoken. It is evidenced through written declarations and civic record, active assembly participation, fulfillment of trust duties in law and society. Key insight: you do not separate from government. You restore it by your presence. The nation is the business, and the people are the stakeholders, operating lawfully in commerce, trust, and community. Link in bio. Absolutely. Link in bio. www.anewfane.net. Go to the Economic Security tab. You can place your orders there. Exercise 1, part 1. Let me show you. Because it actually has stuff for you to do so that you're being active, you know. It says 1, write your name with title as it appears in your national declaration. 2, define the difference between the 14th Amendment stateless citizen and in Article 4, Section 4, American national citizen. 3, state how your role as a national contributes to your state and federal constitutional order. Lesson 2, allegiance and trust responsibility. Objective: to understand allegiance as a lawful and divine obligation anchored in trust, not subjugation. Discussion: allegiance is often mistaken for blind loyalty, but in Moorish law and civic duty, allegiance means faithful commitment to a trust, one that is divine, constitutional, and intergenerational. Prophet Noble Drew Ali restored our allegiance, not to any empire or fiction, but to our Creator, Allah, the source of divine law and the divine truth. Now, mind you, the name of my Allah is Pennsylvania, and the name of the great God Allah is America. Okay. The Ummah, the spiritual and natural body of free peoples defined by white status under Standard Form 181, North African, Asiatic, and European origin. Constitutional state governments will we lawfully return as rightful constituents, fellow countrymen, through shared protection and civic unity. Oh, there are people listening. Islam. This allegiance is racially alive. It is functional. It places law before personality and principle before party. All are pure and clean, like the Lamb of Allah. White status. There's only one true race. Anywho, as a Moorish American, you are bound to uphold the divine constitution and bylaws, enforce and protect state and federal constitutions, preserve the national estate and the public trust, serve your people as a steward, not a ruler. And when you declare allegiance lawfully, you disassociate from foreign jurisdiction. You restore your place in lawful government, and you gain standing as a civic authority, not as a corporate subject. Exercise 2, part 1. 1. Write a personal oath of allegiance affirming your duty to the Ummah the Republic, and to your countrymen. List 3 trust responsibilities you accept as a nation. 3. Describe how allegiance to law differs from loyalty to a flag or political system. Thank you all for making I got the flash go. That's what's up. Lesson 3, proclamation of status. Objective. Lesson 2. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I see what I did there. Objective. To proclaim your national status as a Moorish American, publicly and lawfully, through record and witness. Discussion. Prophet Noble Jew Ali said, all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. To show y'all, it's in there. Okay, hold on. There we go. Pause that shit. Okay. This is not ceremonial. This is juridical. If you are silent, the system assumes you are lost at law, an orphan in commerce, a subject to foreign jurisdiction. Your status must be written in your own words, signed with witness or notary equivalent, filed with your assembly, local record, or national archive, lived consistently in name, documents, and interaction. This proclamation reestablishes your rightful role in local, state, and national constitutional order, de jure jurisdiction as a Muslim, and the family of nations in lawful commerce and trust. You are not merely applying for rights. You are activating the ones already secured by blood, law, and spirit. Then it has a proclamation template opening for yourself. Because we're here to guide you, you know. I, name with title, born on, date, on the land known as City and State Republic, do hereby proclaim and affirm my national status as a Moorish American, Muslim by faith, state national by law, and living heir of the trusted state restored by Prophet Noble Jew Ali. Exercise 3, Part 1. Draft your proclamation of status using the format above. 2. Identify where your proclamation will be recorded or witnessed. 3. Describe one way you will live your proclaimed status daily, such as clothing, speech, conduct, documents, etc. Lesson 4. The inherited estate. Objective. To recognize your legal and divine inheritance as a Moorish American, secured by birth, confirmed by law, and restored by proclamation. Discussion. You are not merely claiming identity. You are reclaiming an estate. That estate is both spiritual and material, public and private. It was placed in trust, not destroyed, awaiting the return of the lawful heir. Prophet Noble Jew Ali revealed that we are the heirs of the Moorish nation, not in theory, but in law and function. Our estate includes our name with titles, our lawful jurisdiction, divine, state, and federal, our right to govern, record, and protect, Our commercial capacity to operate as nationals, not subjects. Our spiritual duty to live in harmony with divine order. The estate was masked by misidentification and commercial contracts. Hypothecation. But no lawful transfer ever occurred. It simply awaited those with knowledge, courage, and declaration to stand upright, independent, and fearless. Estate elements. Your national name and record. Your family trust. The lineage, legacy, papers, etc. Your assembly's charter and archive. Your right to hold land, conduct trade, and pass inheritance. And your role in the Republic as a living stakeholder. You are not a guest in this house. You are the rightful heir. Exercise 4, Part 1. List 5 parts of your inherited estate, such as name, rights, functions, records, etc. 2. Write a paragraph accepting your inheritance by divine and constitutional law. 3. Describe how you will protect your estate for future generations. Lesson 5. Divine identity and jurisdiction. Objective. To understand your identity as both spiritual and legal, and to walk in your own jurisdiction as a free national. Discussion. Identity is not just appearance or belief. It is a lawful presence. Prophet Noble Drew Ali reminded us that we are Muslims by faith and Moorish Americans by law, part and parcel of the American Republic and global family of nations. Yes, he did. Divine, is that correct? Yes. Divine identity means you are more than just a corporate person. You are what your nation stands for. National standards make both the citizen and the state. You are defined by your pure and clean racial status of creditor or white. You are a living man or woman, born of divine order, with lawful title to your name, estate, and national jurisdiction. Jurisdiction means lawful say-so. Without jurisdiction, your words have no force. Your property is presumed abandoned. Your estate is administered by others. When you stand in your divine identity and operate by your own law, your jurisdiction returns to you. Identity is activated when your name with title is consistent across all documents. Your dress, speech, and the way you act is with purpose and discipline. That you carry and show lawful papers with clarity. Oh, there we go. Boom, boom. You heard me? And, you refuse debtor persona and stand only on factual credit persona. Pardon me. And you live by the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. This is principle and equitable title. Exercise 5, Part 1. Write your full name with title and define the meaning of each part. 2. Describe a moment when your identity was denied or challenged and how you would now respond. 3. Design a simple identity card or seal that reflects your divine jurisdiction, such as like an MST of a temple and membership card. Oh. Part 2. Government by the people, constituency, and corporate body. Excuse me. Lesson 6. Constituents and the corporate nation. Objective: to establish that the Moorish nation functions as a corporate body politic and that each national is a lawful constituent with shared stake in the republic. Discussion: a nation is not just a population. It is a corporate trust. It has a name and standing, a constitution and record, a purpose and structure, and a people who govern it. Prophet Noble Drew Ali restored the structure in the form of the temple organization, which operates both spiritually and civically. It is our model for lawful self-government, divine in origin, constitutional in function, and intergenerational in vision. As a Moorish American, you are not merely a member, you are a constituent, dues paying. Remember, you pay up your dues every 10 years. You're a constituent of the Republic, right there. You are a resident, not a residence. That's the catch right there. The stateless citizen is not a resident. It is the residence in actuality. You are a resident. Yes, you reside here because sovereignty resides with the nation. All right. It says you are a resident, not a residence. You are a lawful stakeholder. It says you are not ruled. You govern through assemblies and trust positions. You are part of the corporate nation, meaning the nation is the business, the people are the body, the Constitution is the agreement, the records are the books, and the law is the order of operation. No foreign agent can speak for your nation. Only those who declare, record, and operate lawfully are part and parcel of the Moorish American Ummah. Exercise 6, Part 2. 1. Write a statement that begins, as a constituent member of the Moorish nation. All right. 2. List 3 ways you can serve or protect your national body. 3. Create a simple organizational chart of your local or envisioned assembly. So we prepping y'all to get ready to take your hand, to take your places in the affairs of men. Lesson 7. Assembling in lawful capacity. Objective: to organize yourself and your fellow nationals into a lawful body capable of governing, recording, and protecting the national estate. Discussion: government begins with gathering. The Prophet established the temple organization to teach us divine law, but also to show us how to conduct meetings, elect officers, and keep lawful records. This is what assemblies do. You do not need permission to assemble under the divine and constitutional law. When two or more Moorish Americans gather in peace, in order, in covenant, with record keeping and witness, they become a local extension of national government. Assemblies are not churches. They are congregations, bodies politic, trust houses of the people with charters, elected officials, meeting procedures, lawful records, and defined jurisdiction. This is your return to the constitutional fold of government, just as the prophet declared. Minimum requirements for a lawful assembly. Declaration of formation, meeting schedule and agenda process. Officers with recorded oaths or affirmations. Ledger or log for all public acts. And public notice of jurisdiction and purpose. Exercise 7, Part 2. 1. Draft a short declaration forming an assembly of national constituents. 2. Name 3 possible roles for officers and what each one is entrusted to do. 3. Write the first paragraph of your assembly's charter. Lesson 8. Offices of Civic Trust. Objective. To define the offices within the Moorish national structure and to understand public office as a sacred responsibility, not a title of privilege. Discussion. Every republic requires officers of trust. These are not celebrities or religious figures. They are servants of the people whose job is to administer law, keep order, and protect the record. Prophet Noble Drew Ali appointed sheikhs, governors, and recorders, not to form a hierarchy, but to train the people how to govern themselves. Each office corresponds to both a divine principle and a constitutional function. Public office is not permanent. It must be lawfully affirmed, subject to oath or affirmation, reviewed by the people, aligned with the divine constitution and bylaws, and removed or corrected when breached. A government without integrity is not a government at all, for the trust lives in those who live the law. I like that. Exercise 8, Part 2. 1. Choose an office that you could serve in and explain your qualifications. 2. Write an oath of office in your own words, using the 5 divine principles. And 3. List 3 ways your assembly will ensure accountability among its officers. Lesson 9. Limits and duties of a public servant. Objective. To clarify that civic office within the Moorish nation is a trust, not a platform for control, and to define lawful conduct and correction. Discussion. Prophet Noble Drew Ali warned against those who would misuse the movement for personal gain. True public service requires discipline, humility, and lawfulness. In a sacred republic, An officer is not a ruler. They are a steward of public trust, a protector of record, and a servant of the people. Officers are accountable to the assembly and must uphold the divine constitution and bylaws, the state and federal constitutions, the will of the constituents they serve, and the jurisdiction of their office without overreach. Without overreach. Mind you, everything that I'm telling you is how regular government is established. When you look, this is the foundation. This is the foundation of how all governing bodies act. Just giving it to you from the position of the Moorish Americans. But this is a universal philosophy. All right. Public servants must not act without authority or outside jurisdiction. Peace. They must not make private use of public position. They must not conceal proceedings or alter records. And they must not reject correction or ignore breach procedures. If they do, they must be corrected by the body politic, removed by resolution or recorded vote, and replaced in peace and order. There is no title above law. The republic survives because the people enforce accountability. Absolutely. Exercise 9, Part 2. Draft a public code of conduct for all office holders in your assembly. Describe the process by which your group can remove an officer lawfully. 3. List 2 historical or personal examples of misuse of office and what the proper response would be today. Lesson 10. Local government by assembly. Objective: to empower Moorish Americans to organize lawful and local governments, be it temples, assemblies, and or circles, that uphold the national trust and that serve the people. Excuse me, I keep knocking things over here. Alrighty. Discussion. Local government is how the national body breathes. Prophet Noble Drew Ali did not centralize power. He decentralized wisdom, establishing local temples as both spiritual centers and civic halls. Today, your assembly, circle, or trust body is the lawful extension of divine law via the teachings and principles of the prophet, state and federal constitutional law, and your own recorded authority as constituents. These local bodies issue and maintain records such as declarations, births, elections, etc., conduct meetings and dispute resolution, hold treasury and public resources. Now, mind you, your state does these things for you if you know better. Okay. And form commissions and councils as needed. Build lawful connection with other national and international bodies. Local does not mean lesser. A properly formed assembly has all the standing of any state-recognized body as long as it operates within law, keeps record, acts in peace, and affirms the national covenant. Basic requirements. Again, things that you'll find that's already aligned with your state. Charter and purpose statement. Officer roles and rotation policy. Financial ledger and reporting. Procedures for membership, voting, and meetings. And a record book for all minutes and actions. Exercise 10, part 2. 1. Draft a short charter preamble for your local body. 2. Create an outline of monthly responsibilities for your officers. 3. Design a public notice or flyer introducing your assembly to nearby nationals. Lesson 11. Record keeping and due process. Objective. To understand that all lawful government, divine, national, or local, requires faithful records and fair procedures. Discussion. A nation that does not record its truth has no legal standing. The prophet emphasized the importance of clear, clean, and consistent records. Without them, history is erased, authority is lost, and jurisdiction is presumed by others. Record keeping is your shield and testimony. It proves status, office, action, intention, and jurisdiction. Due process is your defense against tyranny, even within your own body politic. Every constituent is owed 1. Notice of any matter affecting their rights. 2. Opportunity to respond. 3. Access to the record. And 4. An impartial hearing if needed. Core records every assembly must keep. Declarations of nationality, oaths and officer appointments, assembly resolutions and acts, public notices and hearings, financial ledgers and reports, dispute resolutions or judgments, holy day and observance logs, and marriages, births, and deaths as desired. These must be signed, witnessed, sealed, and filed in both physical and digital format, as is the way of the day. Exercise 11, part 2. 1. Create a list of 5 documents your body must draft and store. 2. Write a simple due process protocol to follow when a dispute arises. 3. Design a record book cover and filing system for your assembly's archives. Lesson 12. Defense of the public trust. I'm going to stop there. This is what I'm reading out of. And you can find it on the website. The link is in the bio, www.anufane.net. And you want to go to the Economic Securities tab. So to have this is Workbooks 1 and 2, Volume 1 and 2. Thank you. Much appreciated. I would encourage you on, this is also on the site. Get this. This right here is all of the works of Noble Drew Ali, which speak to this information. Okay? And then this right here, let me show you. These are a set, right? So these come together when you order these. And what is in this, right? Treaties, constitutions. The Constitution, according to wherever you're staying at, right? Wherever you're domiciling as well, in other forms, like that SF 181 form that was mentioned, uh, the passport application, just information to review, Declaration of Rights, the child, great readings, the American Muslim. This is back in 1849. We got good information, the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights, right? And then because we got the Treaty of Tripoli, and then just to show you, because I'm from Pennsylvania, I have the Pennsylvania Constitution in here as well. Right, so all three of these things actually they actually go hand in hand, to be completely honest with you. Okay? But this is my actual work. This is Noble Drew Ali's work. This is the work of our ancestors in the government. Okay? So this Trinity is how you figure it out. All right? And so again, you have brothers and sisters out here who are teaching you this information, right, for a fee. And they're telling you to be things such as, Native Americans, American Indians, this and that and that and this. And if that's what they wish to be, then so be it. All right. But to be completely honest with you, lawfully, there's only one race. And understandably, there's a race that has nothing to do with your skin complexion whatsoever. Not at all. All right. Pure and clean race is the white race. And it is a Muslim identity. Know this for certain. Know this for sure. That anyone who has the white status in America is under Muslim rule. Whether they like it or not. Whether they accept it or not. The American Constitution is derived from Muslim law. This is known. And this is the uniting of the Muslims and Asiatics. Okay? So, I definitely invite you all to the Ummah to become a Muslim, you're born Muslim. But to be recognized as a Muslim, the word Muslim is just another word for creditor in commerce. Okay, here we take all of the boogie woogie shit out of it, all right? So we're not teaching you how to do all of this and all of that. We're teaching you how to run government. As always, I'm your brother, man, just come to show you the way back to your self-governance. I'm the professor, the principal, His Excellency, Prime Minister, B. Davis Ali, Islam. I ain't gonna stop it while you throwing them hearts up there. Or them roses up there. Appreciate you all. All right, y'all take care. I guess it's not letting me cut off, so don't forget to get the book. Right? And understand that this can be taught to your babies. Volume 2 gets into that. Volume 2 gets into how to actively assert the information I was reading to you. All right? So get your stuff together. Let me try to get out of here one more time.